Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first reading with Electric Jesus, Not Jesus. Thanks so much for tuning in with me, and I hope you stay on this journey with us. We're going to start with Genesis 1 1 to 3:24. I'm reading from my King James Version to 2012, so if you want to get your own Bible out and follow along, that way you can read word for word what I'm saying and make sure that we're not cheating you and adding or taking away from, that we're just giving the information as we promised. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and the darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, Let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, and it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was also good. And God called the firmament heaven, and in the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters around seas. And he saw that that was good. And God said, Let the earth bring forth grass, and herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, and whose seed is itself upon the earth, and it is so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and then the tree fruit yielding fruit, and the seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And in the evening and in the morning were the third day. And God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And then let them be for the lights of the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. And God set them into the firmament for the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, Let the waters bring forth abundantly, and moving creatures that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly in their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creatures after his kind, cattle, and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish for the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree into which the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast on the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening of that morning were the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all of his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day as sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth, when they were created in the day, and the Lord made the earth and the heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But they went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord formed man from dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden. There he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food, and the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it parted and became 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, and it is which encompassed the whole land of Haphlia, where there is gold. And the gold of the land is good. There's Bedlam and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon, and the same is it that compassed the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel, that it is which goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. And the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden, to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And the Lord said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him and help meet for him. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast in the field. But for Adam there was not found any help meet for him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And that in the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be of one flesh. And they are both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord hath made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But for the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God had said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees in the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam, and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard the voices in the garden. I heard the voice. And he said, I heard the voices in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten from the tree, wherever I commanded thee that thou should not eat? And the man said, The woman whom thou gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord said unto the woman, What is it that thou hast done? And that the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon the belly shalt thou go, and the dust thou shalt eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thee and thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy corruption. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and the desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree for which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall bring it forth of thee, and thou shalt eat the herbs of the field. And in the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread. Thou shalt return unto the ground from which thou wast taken. For dust thou art, and until dust shalt thou return. And Adam called his wife name Eve, because she was the mother of all living things. Unto Adam also and unto his wife did the Lord God make them coats of skins, and clothe them. And the Lord God said, Behold, the man is become as open of us to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand, and take also the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden, to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove them out, man, and placed at the east garden cherubims, and with a flaming sword, which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. So that's the first group we read, and it's a lot to take in, digest. So I hope you guys did that, and I hope that you have lots of comments below. And I hope you enjoyed it. I know probably I messed up some of the words, and in the bottom down there in the description bar, we're going to take some of the words that we didn't quite understand and put a definition in there. Maybe that helps some. Maybe some of you are far smarter about this than I am. Make sure and like the video and share it. And if you want to subscribe to our Patreon, please do. We would appreciate it. But it's not, the word is free. You can do it without me. And make sure and tickle that bell or go to hell. I'm just kidding. But tickle it. Give it a little tickle. From whatever angle. Tickle it. Tickle the bell. I'll be like Joe Biden. I'll lean over and tickle it. All right. So tickle the bell. Make sure and just keep up with us. And we'll try to do this. I'm gonna try to get through it. It's a very large book. It's a lot of information. And I hope that you enjoy all the information. I hope that maybe some of it speaks to you. And maybe it enlightens you instead of, your cousin's uncle dog tore out a piece of a page and ate it, and what was left you read, and that's what you know of the Bible, kind of like me. So I just want to know, and I hope you want to know now. I hope this piques your interest, because there was a lot in here when I read through the first read through. It just blew my mind. We'll discuss that Saturday with the ones we read this week. We'll have that open discussion, and I'll kind of give you what blew me away. And I hope there's some things that you picked up that I didn't, that you can blow my mind with. I really am. We're all excited to kind of make this journey together. Saturdays we'll be doing our 3-hour live streams, and they usually begin at around 3. So please jump on there and let us know. And at this timetable, the 3 o'clock timetable is less convenient for the majority of you, we can adjust that around. Okay. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being a part of Electric Jesus, Not Jesus.